This is Kerry from In the Girls Corner and MMA UK, and I'm here with Harry Gèrmain, and we're going to talk about his last couple fights and some of his upcoming fights. And Harry just happened to have fought last night at Combat At The Capitale and had a huge win.
Very true.
We'll talk about all of that. Harry, take it away. Tell us a little bit about last night.
Well, I fought at the Capitale 40 in New York City. It was great. Lou Neglia show. It's one of the best shows you can fight for. The best, really. Great energy, jam-packed, you know. So with that, having that, you know, it puts you in a certain level, you know. It's either the make it or break it, you know. So I allowed it for me. I allowed it to make me, you know. So I felt excited. I took those nerves and used it for a benefit. So, you know, I had a tough fighter. I fought one of the guys from Lion Martial Arts. His name's Amir. Very tough, you know. And I was able to get the unanimous decision on him. You know, I just had to be smart, consistent, but it was excellent all in all.
You edged it out, you got it.
Yeah, it just flowed, you know.
That's awesome. Now tell us about your last fight, which was 2 weeks ago, where you fought for the ISCA Northeast title? Or
yes, the North American. This was
North
for the
American.
ISK North American title. And, you know, that's another thing, having 2 fights back-to-back. And that was
Pretty
170.
incredible.
Yeah, that was 170, and I got to
What was
weigh
this
in.
one?
This one's 155.
Oh, wow.
So I had to come down in weight. I literally had to come down and weight, and that was a battle
In 2
alone.
weeks.
In 2 weeks, and that was the battle alone. It really wasn't the actual person, just the things I was dealing with, the circumstances. So I had to deal with cutting down and just restructuring myself, so to speak, to get in there. So I didn't. And this one, you have to weigh in the day of. You don't get the day before. So I really couldn't do much, and you know I had to muster up what I could. But you know what? All in all, it still worked out, and I shined, you know, so I can't complain.
Again, I like to ask a lot of people about their weight cutting, and I mean, there's a lot of controversy with how much weight you cut and how healthy you do it. And obviously,
Right.
You were able to take the win last night,
Yeah.
and you were able to do it with a unanimous decision, which
Absolutely.
says you know, everybody thought you did exactly the same as the ultimate. How did you do it so that you weren't depleted and drained, and you were able to take that win home?
Absolutely, it's an excellent question. With us, we cut down so that we're not really we're training, and as we're training and the way we're doing it, it's to cut the weight down. So we're not doing it the last day where we're depleting ourselves totally, and we stay at a certain area. There's a sweet spot that you want to stay at. You know, I like to be 5 or 10 pounds near it. Anything out of that, and if you're not eating right, if you have a good diet, you kind of like, there's no way around it. You're gonna feel it,
Yeah.
you know. And you know, it's one of those. Like, I had an okay diet, but I built muscle. So coming down was a tough part. You know, I was
You get rid of
eating
muscle
good.
easily.
You know, yeah. So I'm trying to come down, and we were successful. You know, but it was the day of. I was a little worn out, but you know, you got to be smart. You don't want to cut too much with weight. You know, it's definitely an epidemic. I don't know if you saw a video of that Japanese guy.
I did.
Just he couldn't even. You see, that's what you don't want to do. You know.
Chris Cyborg, you see so many videos coming out of people like crying on the floor. And it's
So
like,
you definitely have to be smart with that, you know, because you're taking away from your life.
well, I was going to
you
say,
know.
it's not just a
Yeah.
short-term thing. You got to think about the long-term
Yeah,
effects. What
absolutely.
can happen?
And that's exactly why, like, as we're training for the fight, we have that in our mind. We cut down. With the way we do in our school, we cut a little bit. Like, we'll cut 5 pounds. Like, say we have to be at 55, we'll get to 150. So you're used to it. You're out. You know, just so you can adjust yourself and your body gets everything it needs again. So, you know, there's ways around it. You just have to be strategic and smart. The way it cuts.
Absolutely. And that way, one, you win, and
Yeah.
two, you don't have
And that's
to
your
stop
life.
the process.
That's your life, you know. So
Well, if you want to have a long fighting career,
sure, absolutely.
you want to make it stretch as long as possible.
That's what I'm saying, you know. It's
And I know you want to fight again.
Absolutely.
Well, you're going to be fighting at
Right,
Glory. Do you want to
yeah.
fight before? Glory's December 1st?
It is December 1st, but with that, it depends what's open, because there's calls. That's why you have to stay ready.
Yeah.
So with where I'm at, that's why I just want to be consistent. So if I get a call, hey, something before that, and my coach says, it's all him. I can't really say much. I just have to be ready. You know,
Yeah.
he's the general. I'm his soldier. So he says, all right, we have to go. I'm gonna go.
I love it.
You know, so that's that spirit I'm bringing with me. You know, so I'm old school in that regard. You know, and I think that's the difference between how we do things and everyone else. But you know, it's an honor to have that. You know, so that's that background that I
And
keep with
you
me.
work out and train with some amazing people. Some amazing
Yeah,
athletes. I
you got
know all your team.
you got Glory with Lennox. You got Anthony Giacchino at Bellator. You got Brian Boom in UFC. So it's just versatile, and we all feed off of each other. Like, we all see each other doing our things, and we support each other. the ways that we can, but it's a team, it's a wolf pack essentially, so it's beautiful to see that. That was great energy to feed off of, having those people around you.
Absolutely. Now, is this going to be your first time fighting at Madison Square Garden?
It would be. It absolutely would be, and that's something that's crazy in itself because it's Madison Square Garden. But it's one of those things that you just have to be focused, ready. It comes, and it's there for me. I paved the way for myself.
Yeah.
So I just have to stay ready, and that would be a new experience for me in Madison Square, and that's glory itself. That's a huge scene, but mentally, physically, I'm ready for something like that.
That's
this is what these fights were for, to see where my mind's at. But we'll see. We're gonna see. How I do it.
Yeah.
I want people to see how I do it and how I break it down. So. Inspire where I come from, people where I come from, things like that.
Well,
but yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself that most people don't know.
Well, with me, I grew up running the streets. I was a reckless kid, doing everything you think of, but we didn't have it easy growing up. We were moving all around. It's 5 of us. I'm the young side of the 5. My mother, she had to hold us down, but it's tough. So we bounced all over, Queens, Georgia. I was born and raised in Huntington.
Me too.
And that's what's up.
That's where I came from.
That's what I'm saying. And, from there, we bounced to Queens. But, that, dealing with those, I feel like that gives you a mindset alone. But with me, I grew up always getting hurt, fighting, but it was natural. It wasn't something I never looked for.
Is that what got you into fighting?
It was, in
Huntington, I could imagine.
With something, I don't know. It's like trouble always found me. Like, when I was 4 years old, I remember, my sister's going upstairs. She didn't even see me. I was behind her. She closed the door in my face, and I split my just little things like that makes me, I have these little, experiences that no one else would, think that I've been through. I've been burned by the 3rd-degree rail, and that's how I even started fighting, to be honest with you. So that's the story of Harry Gèrmain. It's where it all starts.
Bring it on. Let's hear it.
Like I said, where I made myself a man and where I collected myself at, as an individual was around Concoma. This is my home. This is where I made myself and where most of my experience happened. But, being a rambunctious kid, the streets, high school kids with all my people, I wasn't really doing the right thing. But, that was me. But I didn't know better. But it's one of those days I'm just hanging out with my friends, and I will go through. There was this little shortcut way every day, the overpass, and I took this day every day. But it was just one of those days where something's gonna happen. That happened to me. My leg got burnt. I was walking between the 3rd rail, and I had metal headphones, and the metal headphones cause a reaction. Mm-hmm. So absolutely. I'm in the middle of it. Say that's the 3rd rail. My legs are like this. I hear. And I just see smoke. It's just smoke. And I jump back like a cat. Yeah, and my sneaker burnt off. Literally, my left one.
Because the rubber's supposed to ground you. That's crazy.
That smoke was so hot, steaming, with a electricity piercing it pretty much. If I had to explain it. But I jump back. I look. My leg is burnt, black. I knew exactly what it was because as a kid, I got burnt with hot water, 3rd-degree burns. The difference between but I knew this was just a different type. Yeah. I look and I was like, man, F. I was like, I just knew, and my best friend was there, and the thing with life is people talk and people misinterpret things. The game talk itself. You tell one person something and it turns something else. Yep. And just from that and seeing what people were saying and thought I did, it changed me because I'm like, they're getting the wrong out of this, and people interpret it to their benefit,
absolutely.
And that's what I noticed, so that's where I was well known. I was a kid just running things, but that was the turning point where I was like, wow, this world, it's malicious, doggy dog world. So my brother, I'm in a hospital. I come back. I was in there for 2 months. I had to let the skin regenerate, but I get home. My brother's like,
2 months. You were
2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you
2
have
months.
to get skin grafting and all sorts of stuff?
Well, I had. They had to rub. They have to legit take your skin off and let it regrow. That's what happened.
The hardest injury
it is, and I was so insecure for a long time. So that's another thing why I didn't want to compete with certain sports. But you grow out of it, But I come home and my brother's like, look at you. He's like, you're a joke. I heard what you did. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
And he's like, look, you're a joke. You're like a clown. And and he's a role model, and he came from that same background, but he changed himself.
Yeah.
And he had church. That was his thing. His spirituality is what changed him outside. I got him out of the streets. So he's like, "You're a joke," and that hurt me, shattered me, because I felt like I had nobody. And I remember it was a rainy day. I was upstairs in my house. I hobbled down the stairs outside. I'm crying. And he was a fighter. He just started training at the time, So he's in the church, and he's training boxing. So that's his groove, He's finding himself, So I'm outside. He goes, "Listen," he's like, "I know how you feel." He's like, "I'm sorry I didn't believe you," but he's like, "I'm going to show you a way out." And his way out for me was boxing, and he taught me the word, the Bible. I'd read that. I would train with him, and that connection we built, just from training together, changed my life. If I didn't have that happen, I don't know where I'd be. I seriously don't, So he took the time to nurture me, to be a man, that father figure in my life, And from there, I've always excelled. Like I've always heard that when I was I started at Mike Murphy's, Mike Murphy's gym, but I started training with him, and he saw my potential when I was growing. He's like, and I fought one of his Golden Glove champions. It was an expedition, but he's like, "You're one of the fastest people I've seen pick up boxing the way you do." And from that, I knew I had something, so I stuck with it. But my trials and my past things I used to do, I'm an extremist. I went back, so I wasn't consistent. I am by heart. I'm totally extremist, and I was inconsistent. I was on the streets, but then so. It didn't click, but then 18, 19, I was like, all right, this is serious, And that's when I started really putting everything together and being consistent and racking up the wins. But yeah, so that's that lifestyle I come from, So I don't judge nobody. I try to inspire people from that, because I've literally done it all.
Yeah.
So I just want to inspire people to be better, because if you can be labeled and someone say you're this and that, it's up to you to make a statement, and receive it in a way where you're gonna transform, so to speak,
Absolutely.
So
and the world we live in today, I mean, you can't have enough inspiration and enough
Absolutely.
people,
Yeah.
spreading that and spreading, good stuff, because there's so much negativity out
It's
there.
too much. There's way more negativity
person.
than the positivity, So that's what I stand for. I'm trying to inspire people that come from where I come from. Like, look at that. Look what Harry was doing. Look at him now, and that's what's happening. So it's an honor to have that. I'm nobody special, but I know I'm doing my thing, and I have this. This is my calling. This is how I can reach people like myself. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Any question I wanted to ask, I was gonna say, what would you, tell kids and young people, and that really is awesome. But what I can ask you is, tell me a little bit about MaxumBJJ and your training partners and everybody you work out with here.
Well, we're at MaxumBJJ in Bohemia. This place saved me. The people in here, high level, in all regards, all aspects of martial arts. You have Lennox Chance, who's the head striking coach. World champion kickboxer as well, so his versatility is ridiculous. You've got Alex and Joe, professors, black belts, and we got UFC fighters. It's just a well-mixed gym, and people care. It's not one of those places where they're inconsiderate. They take who you are and what you're doing into consideration, and you just flow from there. We flow for each other. So that's the difference between our gym and I feel like the rest, because some people get caught up in your talent, and they don't even know that they're taking too much from you. In a certain way, but here we conduct ourselves in such a way where we just feed off each other in a different way, So this place is tremendous. Sometimes it leaves me speechless, but that's how I would say, Maxum is the spot, If you wanna come somewhere, come here,
What and who? And I know I love to ask this because it's such a deep question, and I've already heard a lot of things that inspire you. But in fighting and in real life, what and who inspires you?
You know what? That's a great question. I would have to say my older brother, Joshua.
Real life.
No, I understand, but people who inspire me is truly my brother Joshua, because what he came from, anywhere we moved, people knew who we were because he would get in the street fight and he was knocking people. This guy could pick up a car, like a little Honda Civic, and move it. Like, he's got gorilla strength.
Love it.
You know?
Yeah.
So seeing that, he's like a superhero, you know? And then for him to change himself and be like a leader and want to help people and go outside of himself, that really inspires me. It makes me just remember, you know, that things are possible, that you can change, that you can be better day by day. And of course, my coach, Lennox, you know, because he's a hard-working man, still had it. 42 years old, consistent, and the tools he has, most people don't have them. So for him to be giving us this stuff, it's like I just always feel well prepared. There's no excuse, you know. So, you know, those are the two people that really, really I draw a lot of energy from. So, you know, I don't know where I'd be without them, but I'm grateful to have them.
That's amazing.
You know?
I mean, and it's such an important thing to have.
You definitely need mentors in your life.
You do.
You need people to look from and draw from, because you are who you hang out with and who you surround yourself with.
Isn't there a quote in the Bible that says, "Show me your brother," or "Show me who you hang out with, I'll show you yourself"? Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's not exactly in that
No,
quotation,
but it says that.
The words are a little different.
That's why if you want something, you got to be around that. You know, you got to be around it. You know,
reflects on you.
So
it's a huge reflection.
Yeah,
on you.
absolutely.
Now, what can we expect out of Harry Gèrmain in the future?
Definitely glory, you know. But for now, I just have to be consistent. Whatever the word is with my boss, you know. I'm top amateur. I got the North American, so I'm gonna hold it down. We'll see. You know, that qualifies me for the world, pretty much, the world title and things like that. And I'm ready for whoever and whenever. But I have to be consistent, and you can expect consistency from a guy like me. You know, I'm standing for something, and I'm not falling for anything. So this is where I'm at. I'm ready. I should, you know.
You know, that's like a really great.
I feel it's my time. I'm going to set the standard, you know, and that's what people can expect, me setting the standard, you know. And it's not a brash or a cocky thing. I'm coming from a place from somebody that didn't have anything, that's trying to get everything, you know. So I'm going to get it, and I can't let no one knock me off that. And I respect everyone doing this too. So that's the cool thing about martial arts, you know.
Yeah.
But you can expect excellence from me, Harry Gèrmain.
Love it. Now, do you have anybody that you want to thank? Family, friends, sponsors, the gym, anybody?
Oh, absolutely.
You're open for.
Well, I would like to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
I truly appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Maxim, of course, everyone in here, the energy, the people, genuine, real. I love my team. I really do. Come check us out, Maxim Bohemia. Lennox Chance is like a father figure. Everything, a role model, a mentor, a guide. You know, it's an honor to have him by my side and as my coach. And of course, my brother, my older brother, Joshua. I love you. I don't know where I'd be without you. And my family, the Gèrmain family. And of course, my lovely girlfriend, because she cooks, she does everything I need. You know, that's my girl right there. She takes care of me. You know, so I love you, Anna. You know, so you know how it is. That they say behind every great man is a great woman. Yes, you know, and she's that woman. You know, she gets it. So those are the people I like to thank, and yeah, that's why I fight so hard for them.
I love that. Now, where can everybody find you on social media? Because you are an inspiring man, so I think that you're going to have people reaching out to you.
I appreciate that. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing when they
It is, you know, and I want to inspire people. That's what I do it for. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. My name is King Harry G. And on Facebook, like my page, Harry Gèrmain. You know, and just see how I'm flowing and flow with me.
And I'm going to show him, Madison, if you don't know that you could set your profile on Facebook, you have to actually go into the settings and set the following thing where people
I'm going to do that.
All over. I'll show you how to do it before we go.
Oh, we got to do that.
You have followers on your regular page and your
absolutely.
Facebook,
that's got to be done.
Page, and you do all the social media. Let me know.
Nice. So we're doing that.
Awesome. So you guys can find Harry on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. You're going to be able to find all that link on YouTube. On my Facebook, on pretty much everywhere that I write for and every outlet that I have. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Harry in the future, and I am so appreciative of you speaking with me, especially after
it's always a
long
privilege.
night last night. We were in the city all
night.
But
hey, you know, money don't sleep, and that's just the expression, you know. I take anything that's there. You know, this goes a long way, and I just want to reach people, you know. Set the standard and just be on the airwaves. So if I have opportunity, I'm going to take it.
I'll have another one for you in a couple weeks, a studio.
Well, I'll be ready.
Be
Let's do it.
Live interview.
That's right, baby. I'm ready.
Harry, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, and I will be seeing you at Glory.
You'll
on
be
December
seeing me.
1st.
Oh, you'll be seeing me for sure. My coach is fighting too, so let's do this on Next Chance.
Can't
Watch
wait.
out for that man. It's a ninja.
This guy, love it.
Much love, people.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.